Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel, and like a lot of things, I do get a lot of emails. I can't answer them all, it's just the way it is, but when enough people request something, I tend to listen. So I get so many questions about PTS suppressors. I don't own any PTS suppressors, but when you're getting bombarded with the same question over and over again, are they any good? Should I buy one? Should I get the trace unit version? I don't really know. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to buy a bunch of suppressors. They're all the tracer unit versions of them because having the tracer units is good. We do a lot of CQB content, so trace is always a good thing. The good thing about these tracers is they look good. Majority of tracers don't look good at all. But I've whacked some money down. It wasn't cheap. These 4 tracer units, I bought them from actually Land Warrior because they had them all in stock. These 4 tracer units cost me just a penny under £500 here in the UK. But I got the more expensive tracer versions because to me, in my mind, that's what made sense. I can put these on a load of rifles and I'm not always chopping and changing tracer units. So that being said, we're going to take a look at 4 models that they do today. We've got the PTS Dead Air Wolverine in black. We've got the PTS Dead Air Sandman K non-US tracer version in DE. We've got the PTS Griffin R22 modular suppressor taper mount kit tracer version. That's a lot to unpack there. And then we've got the PTS Griffin M4SDK tracer unit DE. I've got 2 in black and I've got 2 in DE. So we're going to take a look at these, see what the differences are, and have a look, because I mean, I haven't bought a PTS suppressor / trace unit for a while. They are expensive. Some of them are about 100 to 120. Others, like the Dead Air, which I think was this one, was about 155. So first one we're going to take a look at is the Griffin Armament M4 SDK. I always like a chunky, shorter suppressor. This came as it was just like that. These 3 had tape over the boxes, which I just cut open just to make sure everything was in there. But I haven't seen these in person as of yet. But in the Griffin M4SDK, you get a little USB to USB-C charging cable. And then we get a little bubble wrap package with the tracer / suppressor. And oh, it looks very good, to be honest. The colour is very good. It might look a little bit green on the camera as I'm looking at the phone screen, but this is very much like an FDE colour. Do I have anything green to put next to it? Let's put this box next to it so it doesn't help. But the Griffin M4SDK, I bought this one because it was nice and short. It's a little bit different. It's got this lovely texturing on there. It's got these very cool looking ports. You do have Griffin Armament M4SD-K on there, and I'm not entirely sure how this thing works. So I'm guessing, do we pull that? Do we push it? I'm really not too sure. Again, not entirely sure. It looks like this one requires a flash hider. Whether that has to be a PTS specific flash hider or it's something that you can just apply to anything. It didn't say anything on the advert that I needed anything else specific. So if that is true, it might just go onto a bird cage, but I can't get it to budge. So let's take the end cap off here. Take the end cap, we can see the trace unit itself. We've got the charging port there right on the front, and I guess we need to pull this out. Now I have seen videos of these where people are having to pull on these tabs to get them out of the suppressor because they're like fixed in with O-rings. There we go. So it's got like a loose O-ring on the base. The annoying thing about this, first, straight off the cuff, it is spring loaded, is that you've got the USB-C charging port at the front, but the button to turn it on is on the back. And I'm not sure whether you have to hold it maybe to turn it on, or not hold it, or press it. Doesn't seem to be responsive, so that one we're probably going to have to charge up. Does the rest of this come apart? I don't think so. Does that push up instead? No, that feels like it's fixed in place. Maybe it's just stuck. If I look there, it looks like it slides, but it would make sense that if they've got that latch there that you would... There we go. So there we have it. Now, do we fit this onto a normal style flash hider, or do we need something specific? It didn't say that I needed anything else to fit it onto anything. Do I have a normal birdcage flash hider? Does this go onto a normal flash hider? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. So it fits on there, but it's able to rotate. It would make sense that it would line up. Oh. You can push it in too far. Maybe I am being dumb, and this does require, I mean, it does feel like it's going on there. It doesn't quite want to go on all the way. I don't know. We'll come back to this one. Nice looking tracer. Just, yeah, a bit tough. We can't test the tracer itself because I imagine it's flat. So it's going to need charging. They don't come with any instructions. So that one is a little bit of a bust, but it looks cool. We're going to move on to the Griffin Armament. Let's open this one up. Again, we've got a USB-C charging cable. This one feels a lot heavier. We've got a little piece in a bag, which is like a little ring. And then we've got, now this looks cool. So this one comes with the flash hider. So from what I can gather with this R22, I think you can get different adapters. I think a lot of them can have different adapters where you can put it onto like AKs or different thread types. So you've got this section at the back here. So what you would do, you would fit this steel flash hider onto your rifle. Has a little grub screw there so you can lock it into place. And then this secures basically against the tapered flash hider, which should self-center it. Now, I'm not sure what that's for. What's that for? Why would you need that? Again, some literature in the box would be nice for those that have no experience with these PTS suppressors. Let's turn this off here. So that is behind a spring, which this one does come out a lot easier. So if you're taking it in and out, you just got to watch that spring. Now, was it meant to be like that? Surely that is meant to go behind it, because it's got a little ring in the back for that piece to fit onto. I think that was the wrong way around. So again, will this power on? One press does nothing. Let's try holding it down. No indication that it does anything at all. We do have LEDs on the front. So I know with trace units like this, if you don't necessarily keep them charged, they can basically, the batteries can go bad. I think that was just resting on there like that, which makes no sense, because why would you want that rubbing against the wires? So to me, that goes in first like that, and then this piece goes in. Now, although it has the LEDs on there, you're not going to see them too much because there's no openings in the front of the like in the surrounding edge of the tracer to flash through. Now you might get a bit of light bleed through the front there. So that's the Griffin, was it? Griffin Armament R22. Comes with an adapter ring. Not sure what that does. The only thread that makes sense that it goes onto is that there, which does nothing but block the threads. So again, I'm at a little bit of a loss. Maybe I'll need to check the PTS website there. So that's the R22. I'm sure there's many of you screaming at this video going, it's for that reason or it's for that reason. We'll try this big one. This is the Wolverine. So let's open this up here. Very simplistic packaging here. And this one is for AKs, so it's like a PBS suppressor. And one thing I did see about this was that you could basically change these two rings to does say Wolverine PBS1 there to get that centered on your rifle. You do have a 14mm counterclockwise thread, and it does have the little notches for the front of an AK where you've got that little pin, that spring-loaded pin that comes out. Let's spin this off here. Oh, and see what happens. So you can get different adapters for this one as well. So you've got all these different locking collars. So you can get different thread types for this. Most importantly, I think, is it the 24mm for the AKs? So have I spun that in a bit too far? Because we want that nice filleted edge there. So that's the base cap off. These pieces look like they just glue them in. The end cap, we'll make sure we hold this one. Just take the end cap off there. It's in place, being held in by that O-ring, so you may have to grip one of these tabs just to pull it out here, and it pops out. That one is of course spring loaded, and this indeed does go at the back on this one, so that's probably correct. So can we get this one to turn on? One press does nothing, a couple of presses does nothing, holding it down does nothing as well. So they all come flat, it would seem, unless there's some special handshake you have to do to get this thing to turn on. Now push that in there. Can we quickly get the end cap on? So I take it they use the same tracer for every single suppressor. So this will look good on an AK. Oh, almost dropped it. An AK or some kind of Russian rifle. It's going to look a little bit more in the right place compared to putting it on like an M4. Not that you couldn't put it on an M4, of course. Out the way, we've got the Sandman, which is probably the one that most people choose. So you've got your charging lead as usual. We've got some pieces here. So we've got this little end cap here, and I presume this is a tool for putting it on and on. So they give you a tool for the Sandman. The same tool would be nice for the others, but obviously it's not going to work for that. It's not the right size. Will it work with this one? No. So it would be nice that they give you that same tool with the others, so you can get the end caps on and off easier. And this one comes with a flash hider. I'm guessing that one just goes on like a normal birdcage flash hider. I have to just figure it out. So a nice steel flash hider there. You've got an open end on this one for the LEDs to shine through, which is nice. And it's also protected by some kind of clear plastic, maybe to stop the tracer unit getting shot out, which you can, of course, unscrew this. If you don't want the LEDs to show through, you can change it for this one. And this one comes with the tool. Not that it makes it any easier, but what would have been nice is a bit more purchase on this tool. It's just really shallow. I suppose beggars can't be choosers with that, but enables you to put that in nicely. So I'll look at what's going on inside. Spin that off again. Grip one of those tabs. I mean, these are spring loaded. Are these grippy O-rings really necessary? So that one, trying to get that piece out, but it doesn't want to come out. But it's nice that they give these little spring sections. This one actually looks like it interlocks with that. Whether it does or not, I'm not too sure. But it just keeps your tracers pushed up to the front. Will this one turn on? One press. Unless it doesn't give you any indications. Hold it down. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So they're either all flat or I don't know how to turn them on. So let's pop that back in there. And we'll put the flow through. Now that perspex or whatever it is there is fairly thick, so it should stop you getting any BBs fragmenting your LEDs on your tracer. But if you're not bothered about the flash effect of the tracer, you'd just replace it with this, which probably does look a little bit cooler. Right, the actual thing itself, so it's ratcheted, and then you have your flash hider. Line these up properly, and then you basically would push it on. A lot easier to do when it's on the rifle, and you've got these little slots at the back, so it pushes in. You turn it so that locks the slots in, and then not the nicest mechanism at all. It's really rough, that is. So it hasn't quite locked in properly. I've turned it in. Now it won't turn out. I tell you what. There we go. Not the best first experiences with these PTS tracer units, but so we put that on the rifle. We lock it in place, but then as we're turning it, it's like moving the lockers out the way, unless you just have to hold it on the rifle and just try and keep that to stay in place. Or what would make sense is you don't turn that at all, you turn the suppressor itself. So you'd put that on there and then you turn that, and that's what locks it in place. But nice flash hider, fairly nice looking suppressor. I think this was the most expensive one at like $155. And honestly, apart from it coming with a tracer, I'm leaning towards the probably not worth it than worth it for the money. But you know, feature wise, you can get this without the tracer, and it is cheaper, of course. I'll have to figure out whether these just need charging, they need to be left charging if they need to work, and how to obviously operate the tracers. But for suppressors, it's difficult for me to review them in such a short video because we've got four. Well, I've got four to test out and put through its paces. Maybe we'll put them through the gauntlet and see how they do. This is the only one that's a bit of an enigma to me. The only thing that makes sense in my mind is it's for a normal M4 birdcage flash hider, which would kind of make sense. It is very, very stiff though. So for me to get that out, I need to pull that up and I need to pry it with the pliers. If it does go onto a birdcage, the only thing I will say, does it lock on the flats? So does it lock on these flat surfaces? Maybe I didn't. Oh, you can push it on like too far, and then it like eats your barrel. You can't get it off. Honestly. Oh, there we go. So I think it's just a bit of a bugger to line up and get on. I can't actually clamp that down. It's not actually holding on to anything. Don't know. If you know, let me know in the comments down below. It could just be this LM4 birdcage is a little bit off spec, which isn't the most insane thing to say, but this video's getting long. I just thought I'd give you a quick overview of these tracers, mock suppressors. A lot of them say non-US on them, so I'm imagining it's difficult for you guys in the US to get this stuff. This one's actually fairly lightweight. The R22 is a little bit heavier, has a nicer feel to it. Very different aesthetic. Comes with the flash hider. This obviously just screws straight on. Again, that spring noise would annoy the living hell out of me. And then this one probably feels the most chunky, the most weighty. You've got this big steel section in the back here. So yeah, we'll have to pick some guns. What to fit this to? To me, the satisfying thing about that would be if that like ratcheted a lot more, but the ratchet on it is very, very rough. I know on some of these you can pull, I think you can pull these down, can't you, and basically turn it out one if it's a bit too tight. There we go. So that might be the case. Seems a bit nicer. So you put that on, but then it bottoms out, so it needs to be the tighter one because it's still loose. I was hoping this would just be an out-the-box thing. We can show the tracers working. Wishful thinking, I think. It's never that easy with me, is it? But all these have been purchased. I haven't been sent them any of them. They've all been bought over the counter as you would buy them. So more importantly, we want to test how reliable the tracer unit parts of these are, see how they feel, and hopefully give them a go. So there's more to unpack here than I can do in one video, and also I need time to get hands-on with them, put some rounds through them, see how they perform, come back to you, and then eventually in a conclusion video I can say, right, are they worth the money or are they not? So stay tuned for more info on that. As always, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below what you think. Do you have these? Am I being an idiot? Or are they slightly overpriced for what they are? Let me know down below. But as always, from me and Bench, we'll be seeing you in the next video.